Such work doesn't pay well, but Wendy doesn't care about money. She wants to help addicts. Although she's not a regular churchgoer, she does believe that there is inherent meaning to life. It's not just a random set of circumstances. She has felt the stirring of a sense of purpose while working in her chosen field, and she has found that prayerful reflection helps a lot in the process of choosing that work. Wendy is in love with Robert, who's finishing his MBA. Robert wants to make money. He's bright, energetic, and sought after by prospective employers. Now he's deciding among 3 attractive job offers: an analyst for a hedge fund, a position with a promising biotech startup company, and a job with a multinational bank. Robert wants Wendy to marry him. He's generous and kind, and Wendy feels deeply for him. But he doesn't share her desire to help addicts. He's tried to convince Wendy to go into a more lucrative branch of medicine. His philosophy is, let's get rich. Then we can do anything. We can start our own treatment clinic if that's what you want. Wendy is torn. Sometimes Robert's attitude displeases her, but at other times it makes sense. She loves Robert, but she realizes she would have to give up her vision of a future to marry him. What should she do? God cares about our decisions. How should Wendy go about making this decision? That's what this book is about. Here we present a methodology for decision-making that has helped millions of people make sound and satisfying choices. The first step is to lay out our assumptions. What do we need to believe to make a good decision? The first premise is that God cares about our decisions. This isn't self-evident, and not everyone believes it. Many people don't want to believe it. The notion that a higher power outside themselves has a stake in the choices they make strikes them as an impingement on their freedom. Even believers often share this sentiment to some degree. We like to think that we're free, that we shape our own future, and that we need to protect our autonomy. We are free, but the freedom we have comes from God. Our freedom has a purpose, and decision-making is essentially a matter of discovering this purpose and aligning ourselves with it. God is at work in your life and cares about the decisions we make that shape our path. The man who expressed this truth in a way that is especially convincing to us is Ignatius of Loyola, a Basque priest who lived and worked in Europe 500 years ago. You will hear much about Ignatius in this book. He invented the methodology for decision-making that we present here, and his insights into the spiritual dimension of discernment and the psychology of choosing have stood the test of time. Ignatius's book, The Spiritual Exercises, is one of the most insightful and influential books about spirituality ever written. At the beginning of the book, Ignatius laid out his presuppositions about God and human beings in a note called Principle and Foundation. Here is part of it as translated by David L. Fleming, S.J., in a modern paraphrase. Wendy and everyone else facing a decision should begin here. God, who loves us, creates us and wants to share life with us forever. Our love response takes shape in our praise and honor and service of the God of our life. All the things in this world are also created because of God's love, and they become a context of gifts presented to us so that we can know God more easily and make a return of love more readily. At the center of reality is a God who loves us, says Ignatius. The world God created is good. All the things in this world exist so that we can love better. Our decisions are choices about how we use the things in this world. Our decisions matter to God. God cares. That's our first premise. Our second premise is that God's will is something more than a